From Hampton High School in Hampton, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Peninsula District Boys Basketball. The Bethel Bruins visiting the Hampton Crabbers. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Crabberland as the Hampton High School team will host the Bethel Bruins. Right now, let's go courtside as Bob Hintz has head coach Craig Brehan of the Bethel Bruins.
Coach, coming over to the Crabberland tonight always is a nice experience. They're number one in the district. You're in the middle. Good job to move up. You guys play well together a lot of times, but one game I saw you turned the ball over too many. You outplayed them, but you turned the ball over against Denby.
Yeah, well, the key tonight is being unselfish. I thought the last game we played against Kickerton, the kids were very unselfish. They moved the ball around, gave the ball to people that were open, and we were successful with that. So tonight in this type of game, high intensity, we're going to have to be unselfish, play good team defense, and we'll see what happens after that.
Well, you match up well with them. I mean, Johnny is good underneath, and then they got the Robertson kid, but you got two good-sized young men underneath.
Oh, yeah, we're happy to have them, but the key is staying out of foul trouble, playing good defense, checking those kids off on when they take shots, and we'll see what happens, but I'm certainly happy to have big kids like Reggie and Brian.
Well, I saw the last two games you played. In the last game, it looked like you're getting your act together.
Well, it's late in the season, going to the second half of the year. At this time, teams should start gelling and getting together, and hopefully tonight we'll start seeing some improvement.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Appreciate it, Bob.
All right, let's go back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach Brehan, as the Bethel Bruins trying to stay in that upper, at least the middle echelon of the standings for the postseason tournament coming up. Let's go back to courtside as Bob now has head coach Walter Brower of the Hampton Crabbers.
Hey, Walter, I know you're chasing the ball down, washing the dishes, doing all of it. Listen, being number one in the district, everybody is after you. You can't take any team lightly, can you?
No, in this district, everybody's tough. There's no off nights. I don't care who you play. There's no off nights. Everybody on a given night can beat you.
Well, now you're going against a team that's got two big guys inside like what you've got with Robbie and Johnny. So, did you do anything different, or you're going to make them try to change to you?
Well, we're going to run our offense and our defense and try to make them adjust to us. You know, I've learned a long time ago, do what you do best and, make the other team adjust if you can possibly do that.
Well, you've done a good job of it and leading the district. Congratulations so far, and good luck tonight, Coach.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, let's go back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, Coach Brower, and thank you, Bob, as you see the officials for tonight's contest in your picture. And this game is brought to you through the sponsorship of Zooms. Zoom Sitco with 5 convenient Hampton locations. And it's brought to you in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. Bill Leggett and Bill White are on staff. The officials you saw moments ago, the referee for tonight's contest is Mike Powers, and the referee is assisted with his umpires, 3-man crew tonight, Wendell Daniels, and the old man of the group, Calvin Thomas.
And I was
been doing this for a long time.
Well, Mike Powers was over to Bethel High School when I taught and coached over to Bethel, and him and I were talking. I said, I think Calvin was doing these games when I was coaching, and you were at Bethel. He said, I think so too. So you're right. Calvin's been around a long time. Good crew tonight. Mike's an excellent official. As you see, he's the lead man tonight, and you got to be good if you're going to be the lead guy. We have a change in the lineup, but we'll just pick it up when we come out tonight. I didn't get a chance to tell Andy, but when they call out the starters, we'll have a different one than what we've got on the screen.
Okay. And we are moments away from the introduction of the starting lineups.
And while we got this minute, we will pick a player of the game from each one of these teams tonight. That player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalder Engraving Inc., located at Tab Square and Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwalder is the owner. The shirt comes from Island of Hardware and Sporting Goods. They're located in Pocosin. They can meet all your needs, your sports needs, with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms. Plus, they have screen printing on the premises. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner. We will have a national anthem prior to the introductions. Tonight's game that's what Mr. Nass told me, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, we have the the color guard, coming out here in a moment, and it's not easy for us to stand up the way we're situated.
I was going to say, this is going to be a little different. There you see the officials.
And the guilty parties with their names.
The guilty parties? You already started?
No, I don't do that. All right, let's talk about the starting lineups. First of all, for
Sumter, that's the one that wasn't on there.
Thomas Sumter, number 23. Brian Scott, number 52, introduced to the crowd. Reggie Proctor, a senior, number 34. Sam Davis, number 32, will start for Coach Breon. And Wendell Johnson, number 12, will round out the starting five for the Bethel Bruins.
Well, Jason Price is not starting. He's the one that normally would start.
So Jason Price at the top of your screen there, and as far as the listing is concerned, point guard, he will be replaced by Thomas Sumter. And now the Hampton Crabbers, with that recent defeat to Woodside. See how Hampton responds.
44,
that's Nathan Robinson. Curtis Pender, number 40. Johnny Story, number 30, will be playing center. Marcus Higgins, also a senior, number 14. And Jimmy Williams, just a sophomore, number 12. Jimmy Williams rounds out the starting five for Coach Walter Brower.
And we got another change. He told me that, that Nathaniel Clouden would start. He's not going to start, as you see down there. But, well, we do what we can. I got 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
That's not bad.
If I can hit 4 out of 5 every time, I'm happy. In life, 4 out of 5 is good. Now the Hampton Air Force ROTC, Junior ROTC, I should say, will present the colors. And they will do so immediately in front of us, and we will have the playing of the national anthem. And you and I, Bob, will try to stand up somehow here with this table.
Yeah, we can stand up.
Bob singing the national anthem?
No, Bob's not. Bob who? Bob Kellen?
Actually, I think we're going to have a playing of the national anthem on the saxophone. Talking about a tough little tune to play on the saxophone. That was well done.
He made it sound easy, though, didn't he?
All right. Well, we've had a very stirring rendition of the national anthem, and I wish I had the young man's name. They did announce it, but I wasn't able to pick it up. But got him in the shot there, and very nicely done. Tell Ron we're not going to worry about it. No.
Well, yeah. Yeah, Scotty kept waiting for us to say something last time we did a game. To me, the shorts are getting longer. I mean, is it, usually the days get longer or the nights get longer, but the shorts are getting longer. Pretty soon you can't call them shorts.
Well, calling them shorts is
well, long
oxymoron.
short is like yeah.
Calling a big shrimp. It's a contradiction. All right, Johnny Story, who is no shrimp. He will jump against 34, Reggie Proctor, and that'll be the jump ball. 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. There is no shot clock. You have the 10-second line, and Hampton controls the opening tap. Baseline jumper is good, so Hampton strikes right away as Curtis Pender is able to convert.
Well, let's see what the Bruins are going to do against this man-to-man. They look like they're running a stack offense. Going to try to get it inside and maybe put some pressure on the big guys inside for the Crabbers. Turnover.
Stolen by Pender. Hampton last time out was defeated by Woodside. We'll get a chance to see how Hampton responds coming off of a loss. Offensive board is gathered in.
Who was that? That was Robinson.
Nathan Robinson with the offensive board.
Did he get up in the air?
He can. He's a tall, good jumper. From 15, no good. And again, Hampton gets the offensive rebound.
Well, the Bruins have got to pack back in the zone. They said, if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us from the outside shot. We're not going to let it get inside. Now we got a foul underneath.
That'll be a non-shooting foul, a player control, and that's Calvin Thomas, who's whistled at it.
Looks like he called on Reggie Proctor.
That's who it was. Player control foul, first team foul, so Hampton will inbound underneath the basket. Higgins for three, so Marcus Higgins.
From this angle, you could see that shot, Tim. It just looked deadly when he let go of it.
And it was 5-0 Hampton. And that's a foul as Higgins got a little too aggressive and committed the foul. Good call. Again, non-shooting foul.
It wasn't Higgins.
Was it 12?
No, it was Jimmy Williams.
I'm sorry, I stand corrected. I thought it was 14, but in fact it was not. It was 12. Williams. All right.
Hampton in a man-to-man. They're going to make Bruins work hard on their half-court offense.
This is Sumter. Gives to the big man, Brian Scott, and he throws it away.
Well, I watched them play Kickingham the other night, and they run that high-low offense to perfection. But you got to make good entry passes.
Story. This is Williams from in the corner, and they say no. Calvin Thomas said he walked.
He kind of shuffled his feet to kind of get his balance, I think, and he wasn't even aware that he was doing it. That's the kind of turnover that just drives the coach gray-headed.
So the Bruins now, with a little less than 2 minutes gone in the first period, will bring it across the timeline. That was Wendell Johnson. He gives the right side for 32, Sam Davis, and then we've got whistle and contact underneath.
And I believe we're going to get it on 44. Yeah, that's Nathan Robinson. And you see what the strategy is, the Bruins be unselfish, get the ball, go high-low, and Brian Scott was trying to work inside.
This is Scott. Short jumper won't go. One shot only, and the rebound comes off to the Crabbers, number 40, Curtis Pender. This is Pender in the corner. Jimmy Williams. In and out, shot by the Crabbers, and back come the Bruins.
Most of the time now it's been one shot and out, down, not getting an offensive rebound.
In the lane, the dish. And I thought he might be too far underneath the basket, but it's knocked outside. Sumter will put it up, no good. And the rebound comes to Jimmy Williams of Hampton. Off the glass, nice soft touch by Curtis Pender.
Nice soft touch.
Pender with 4, and the lead is 7 for Hampton. Wendell Johnson. This is Proctor. Trying to work the ball down low, but not a good pass as it's picked off by Pender.
Well, Pender was, I'm sorry, not Pender, but Scott was concerned about his man and not concerned about getting to the ball, and I think that's why he didn't get it. I don't think it was a bad pass that time. I just think he was more concerned with holding the defender off.
Foul called away from the ball.
I didn't get who it was.
No, I couldn't either. Wayne Nass does the PA announcing him. It's just hard to pick him up. Hampton ball nonetheless says was against the Bruins, player control. This is Higgins, and Higgins is short from 3. And back come the Bruins, want to push it up the court, and they do. No good, follow no good, and Story clears the board. So the Bruins had 2 chances but couldn't put it down.
They just look real tight. They need to get that first basket to loosen them up a little bit.
Story, no. Brian Scott with the rebound for the Bruins. Sam Davis, and he's blocked by Story. Johnny Story skying and blocking the shot. 7-0 in favor of Hampton. 4:16 to go in the first. Watch the replay here. You'll see Davis on the right wing, and Story just comes in and swats it away. In for the Bruins, Jason Price, number 5, along with number 25.
Oh, he come back in. That's John Paul Monge.
I was just going to say, you said he was off the
Well,
team.
the coach told me he left, so maybe he came back.
I guess he did. So we'll just pencil him back in.
You got his name?
John Paul Monge.
Yep, just a sophomore.
Foul called underneath against Pender. Or check that 30 Story, rather. And at the free throw line will be Brian Scott. Looking for the first Bruin points. We've played almost half of the first period, and they still have yet to put points on the board. Scott takes care of that. Scott 1 of 2. And back come the Crabbers up by half a dozen.
Tim, it took them almost 4 points to get 4 minutes to get anything on the board. They got 1 point in the first 4 minutes of play. That's not the game plan that you got if you're the Bruins.
Higgins shoots from the corner. Again, he's short. And the rebound comes off to Darryl Spriggs, who's in the game now for the Bruins. This is Jason Price. Picked up by Higgins. Scott guarded by Story, and Scott's shot is short. And the rebound to the Hampton Crabbers, Nathan Robinson. Williams will try for 3, no good. No flow to the offense. No working the ball down or nothing. It's just
they're not even working the ball down to
and they should be taking advantage of this. The Bruins ice cold, and the Crabbers only up by 6. Long cross-court pass. Good job of saving it. This is Price. Price with a quick move. No good. Offensive board. No good, but a foul has been called.
They're contesting everything. Every shot is being contested by the Crabbers right now.
Jimmy Williams called for the foul.
Now you look at those shorts on, we watched the Jason Price, but Price was the one, if you look at those shorts that he's got, they're almost down to his ankles.
Yes, there.
And Scotty was saying, well, how come they're not saying anything about that?
Because we don't have to. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does.
Darryl Spriggs hits the first.
Well, one thing about those, a lot of these kids like to wear those pants low. If he wore them low, you'd trip over them.
That's right. You would. We're showing our age here, Bob. You are correct, sir. All right, so Crabbers not taking full advantage of this ice-cold shooting by the Bruins. Story in the lane, a heavy contact, and let's see how they call this one. I believe they're going to call a defensive foul.
Yep, they're going to call it on Scott. He slid over. Or if you're Desi Dean, he slid over.
Slid over. So Johnny Story will get a couple of shots.
You know, there's people out there wondering, oh, who is Desi Dean?
Really? Who is Dizzy D? We know who he was. So Story misses the first of two. Grabbers only slightly less cold than the Bruins here, 7-2 on a frigid 21st of January, 1999 plus 1 year, making it 2000. Story hits the second.
Well, they got 10 points, Tim, and we've seen them score 10 points in less than a minute, and we only got 2:40 left to go in the first quarter.
Price brings it across the timeline. Pick set by Brian Scott. Dish in the corner. Got the open jump shot off the glass and no good by Johnson. Wendell Johnson can't get it to go down. And then the Crabbers step on the end line and give it back. For Hampton in the lineup now is Derek Fenner, number 20. The much heralded transfer from Kickitan. Open for the shot. Three is partially blocked. Stick back, no good. Stick back is good. I think Brian Scott got that one.
You're right. A couple of offensive rebounds that time, and the Bruins come by with their first field goal of the game.
Came almost 6 minutes into the contest. So even with that, they're only down by 4, and with a basket here, and we've got a travel before the pass. So the Bruins missed a golden opportunity to cut that lead to 2. 1:49 left here in the first. Zooms with 5 convenient locations, as you see Coach Breon from Bethel directing his players. Zooms, David Allen and the fine folks there. They've got that Beantown coffee, the fried chicken, the potato wedges. They got the Pepsi products, Krispy Kreme donuts, and really good Citgo gas. And that one up on my house, Bob, is just about ready to get open. I'm going to be there as the first customer. Way outside, shot doesn't go, and we've got a foul underneath.
Yeah, that's on number 20, Tim. That's Fenner. Put a little hand on the back of the Bruin to get better position. Sometimes you get by with it.
I was going to say, it only hurts you if you get caught.
Yeah, and he got caught. But that's right.
So 1:35 remaining in the first. Price holds up the dribble and then throws it away.
Had nobody to give it to.
Good defense. Dish right side. Higgins uses the glass, won't go. Story follows, no, but he's fouled. Brian Scott picks up the foul, his second. So we're still stuck on 8-4 with 1:20 to go. Story at the free throw line with 2 shots. The 5th team foul against Hampton, 4 against the Bruins. Story is 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Low scoring first quarter. And Story has hit 3 in a row from the free throw line, and the lead is 6.
And that's just 2 possessions. So as bad as the Bruins have played, they're in this game.
Very much so. Jason Price, and he is fouled on the way to the basket. See if they say he was in the act of shooting. I believe that's going to be a player control foul. In for Hampton now is Marcus Johnson, number 10. And he will pick up Jason Price. We've got a foul called
It's a kind of a delay foul.
Yeah. It did take a second. Marcus Johnson called for the foul.
Well, that's 1 and 1. Yep.
That is the 7th team foul against the Crabbers with 50.2 seconds left here in the first period. So John Paul Monge, I think that's how it's pronounced, or Mong.
We can just call him John Paul.
Let's do that. And he hits the first, and we'll get the bonus. So just a 4-point game as we're under a minute now.
4 from 7 is 3. 3-point game.
10-6 is the score on the board.
Oh, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the fouls. 7 to 4.
Deep in the corner, Johnson. We've got a foul. I think the basket is going to be good. I'm not sure. Mike Powers is trying to explain what happened. The foul is against Hampton's number 42, Clouden.
The basket is good. Was it a 2 or a 3?
I think it was a 3 from Marcus Johnson, but again, it has not been registered.
Yep,
So,
there it goes.
Okay, so Johnson gets credit for the 3-pointer, and there was a foul away from the action, and that will send Sam Davis to the free throw line with the 1 and 1. Now, the Crabbers, as a team now, in some foul trouble. They've committed 8, and we haven't even started the second quarter yet. Bethel, on the other hand, just 4 team fouls. Sam Davis will get the bonus shot.
Well, I tell you, the foul shots are keeping the Bruins in this contest. During this first quarter, they've got, I think, just 1 field goal, haven't they?
5 out of 7 from the free throw line and 1 2-pointer. You're absolutely right. Ryan Scott got that one a little while ago. So Davis hits both free throws, and it's a 5-point difference.
Neon Tynes for number 50 comes in, just a sophomore.
Saw some good work from him the first game we did when they played Kickintan. I thought Tynes played real well in that game. So we're under half a minute now. Tynes will play the high post, and Story will play the low post. 15 seconds. Tynes looks to Story. It's not there.
Going to get a 3-pointer.
They got the 3-point attempt away. No good. Battle for the loose ball, and what do we got? We've got a jump ball. And possession arrow will give it to the Bruins with 3.7 seconds. So the Bruins have a chance here to slice into the 5-point lead before the buzzer sounds. They're going to have to get it away pretty quickly. Price will do that. And it goes off the backboard, out of bounds, and that will end the first period. But the Bruins played pretty poorly, but still only 5 points down.
As bad as they played offensively, they're still in the game. But the foul shots is what kept them in it. They're playing a tight, packed-in zone. They're going to force the Crabbers to shoot the outside shot. The ball has not got in offensively to Johnny Story at all. I haven't seen him work the ball inside. That really goes in favor of what the Bruins want. What's hurting the Bruins right now is number 52, Brian Scott's got 2 fouls, so he's sitting on the bench. But if you're Greg Breon, you got to feel pretty good about about the first half, as bad as you played.
Rebounds 11 to 10 in favor of the Bruins. But you're right, the free throws are the reason they're in the game. Only 1 basket. And the Bruins have doubled the turnovers with 6 to 3 in that category. So that's hurt them. And Hampton, quite frankly, just hasn't taken advantage of it. With
They really haven't, Tim. You made the point earlier when you said they just come down and they're shooting. They're not looking like they're running any offense. And I'm sure Walter will have something to say about that. Now, there we go. Get it inside, right? You make that shot, you pull them out a little bit, and that opens up the shot to Johnny, but you got to make that shot. But that's a 15-footer.
Monge's shot won't go. We got on that last play, Curtis Pender went down. He's still holding his right wrist, but I think he's going to be all right. But he was slightly shaken up as he hit the deck after that missed shot. This is he in the corner. Tynes, high post, in heavy traffic, got a triple team on him. That's not what you want to do with your big man. You want him to touch the ball and get rid of it.
Yeah. He was triple teamed.
Pender still holding on to his right wrist. He's readjusted the elastic band he has on that wrist. Price dishes to Monge, and his shot is short. Tynes had the rebound, and Monge committed the foul. That's his first.
The Bruins are coming down, and they're just popping out an outside shot, trying to get something to ignite their offense a little bit there. Their offense is going south. Speaking of south, here we are in the south. We got a little white stuff. Did you get a little stuff out there in your neck of the woods?
4 inches of white stuff. It's supposed to snow Saturday night. There's Bob over having a really good time. Watch the statistics.
Here we go. That was Mario Taborn, three-pointer.
Is that Derek
What's
Fenner?
Kellen doing over here?
He's giving me a hard time. He's not paying attention. I'm going to dock him some pay if he's not good to me.
How can you dock something he doesn't get?
That's true. I'm going to tell him what you said. I thought that was a great line, but I can't repeat it. All right, 6:44 left in the half, 16-8. In the lane.
Nice move.
Nice move by 32 Sam Davis. Just the second basket of the game for the Bruins. Higgins hangs and hits. Marcus Higgins, he has 5. He's got a 3 and a deuce. So quickly each team trades baskets, 18-10. Price in the lane. Put it up off the glass, no good. Price went down, but no foul. Grabbers push it up quickly before the defense is set. Good play by 24 Mario Tabron.
And you're going to have a quick timeout by Craig Breon. Bruins did a good job of working the ball around and getting a good shot. Now all of a sudden, as we watch the replay here, all of a sudden they're coming back down and they're not being consistent. They're just throwing the ball up. They're not getting other teammates involved in the offense.
Well, that time they didn't get back on defense.
Right.
They just allowed
See,
Tabron to go down the floor.
That happens. You get other people standing around, then they're not hustling back down to the other end. You've got to get everybody involved. This is a team game. There's no I in team.
6:09 left in the first half. Hampton now has doubled the score, 20-10. Led by 5 after 1. Price gets it across the timeline. He's picked up by Marcus Higgins. Higgins slapped at the ball, got it loose, but then the Bruins got it back and they scored. That was number 42 Spriggs who got it, Darryl Spriggs.
And that was one of those look what I found laying on the floor type.
Oh, yeah. Garbage basket, they all
But
count.
that's hustle basket.
Sure
Tim.
it is. Tabron will try another long one. This one no good. Loose ball picked up by Story. He spots Pender, and Pender hits.
Again, he loves that glass, doesn't he?
Curtis Pender with 6 points. Back to a 10-point Hampton lead. In the lane, contact, and boy, I tell you, Tynes got called for the foul, and he didn't do much but stand there.
Sometimes that's called being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I mean, really,
guess.
he just had his hands up and was just standing there, and the Bethel Bruin guy kind of ran into his arm and got him called for the foul. At the free throw line, Sam Davis, he's 2 for 2. So Davis continues to hit. He's got 5 points, and the lead is 9 by the Crabbers. Hampton looking to get back in the winning ways after being beaten by Woodside on Tuesday night. And off the mark now, first miss by Sam Davis. This is Tabron. Story way outside. Marcus Higgins. Higgins dishes right side. This is Tabron for three, short. Pender with the rebound.
Boy, he's looking good, isn't he?
He's tall, lanky, got a great jump, and then he tried to call timeout, and I believe he did. He was being forced out. I think Walter Brower is going to ask that it be a 20-second timeout.
And that's what he's calling, 22nd. But that was a good point. Either you're going to turn the ball over as we look at some of our crowd here tonight. Good crowd.
Good crowd on a very cold night. Temperature outside is in the 20s with a wind chill of 0 or below 0. It's just been brutal.
I got here around 5 o'clock, and it was 27 already. I don't think it got much higher than that today.
Supposed to get some snow Saturday night and again next
you
Wednesday.
Want to play a little golf tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
No.
No. My boss went to play golf the other day, and they wouldn't let him on the course. They said the course was frozen. So
yeah, they won't let you on if it's frozen.
Hit the ball, and it just hits like it's hitting on the cart path. That's right. I love golf, but I don't love it that much.
That was a good thought that time by Tabron trying to get the ball into Johnny, but it was just not a good bounce pass. Just kind of got away from him, but the idea was great. Get that ball inside to your big guy. That's what you got him there for. Get him involved in the offense.
Got a foul called on on number 14.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, that was Scotty's line. But,
Oh.
so the foul is called against Marcus Higgins, his first. 10th team foul. So now for the balance of the half, which has 4:28 remaining, the Bruins will get 2 shots on every foul. Unless it's a charge, which gives a change of possession, but it's double bonus time, and the Crabbers now with 10 fouls, the Bruins with just 5. Now, Jason Price missed that one badly, and that's not typical of his shooting. He shot that foul shot like I do. It's not a good thing.
You mean the results?
The result was exactly nearly found the iron. And that one got the heel of the rim, so Price.
And that happens. You overcompensate.
Which with me, I never know. They're just all over the place.
Well, the Bruins are now playing man-to-man. They're out of that zone.
22-13, Hampton by 9. 4:10 left in the
Nice steal. Nice steal.
Good anticipation by Sam Davis. Jason Price. Sumter back in.
The Bruins are running their offense. Just keep your offense moving. You'll find somebody open.
Jason Price will put it up, in and out. And the rebound to Marcus Johnson.
One shot and out.
Johnson will try to score. Got his own rebound, put it back up, and no good, but a foul has been called. Sumter gets called for the personal, his first. Johnson at the free throw line. He'll get a pair. Johnson has 4 points, and the Hampton lead is 10. Johnson misses on the second one. Back come the Bruins, Jason Price. Bruins trying to eat into that double-digit lead. Davis, top of the key. Tell you who hasn't played much at all. Reggie Proctor.
Reggie, I know it. I don't understand why Reggie and I understand why Davis isn't there. Scott Davis is. Brian Scott is not in there because he's got a couple fouls. But I don't understand Reggie.
I don't think Proctor's played much at all. I mean, he's either the tallest or second tallest guy. On the
he's the tallest. He's 6'7". Yeah.
And I'm not questioning Coach Breon's strategy. I'm just questioning why isn't he in there. I'm not sure why he wouldn't be. Tabron's shot no good.
Nice.
Story no good, and he is fouled. He'll get a couple of shots.
That was a great rebound by Story, getting great position, going up strong for the rebound. He can get up quick. Tremendous leaping ability, Johnny Story.
Davis called for the foul. That's the 7th team foul, so now the Crabbers getting 2 here, but we'll have a 1-and-1 from the balance. Story now with 6 rebounds, and Story cannot find the free throw that time as he is 3 out of 5. After hitting 3 in a row, he's missed one.
He's going to start a new streak.
There you go, back in the groove. So Story gets 1 out of 2, and the Hampton lead is again 11. Sumter dishes right side. Shot is short.
Nobody under there to rebound. You're running the offense, and there's nobody to rebound. I know the coach has got to be upset over on the Bethel side.
Travers tried to work it down low. The ball was knocked out of bounds, and the bounce pass was intended for Robinson, but it was knocked away by the Bruins.
Yeah, I think Thomas Sumter got a hand on it.
Robinson checked that Tabron rather for 3 and no good. Knocked out of bounds. And they say Hampton, I believe they said Hampton touched the last.
There's a good shot of Walter Brower and the Brain Trust over there on the Crabber bench.
2:10 left in the half. Bruins down by 11. Davis in the lane threw up a prayer. Story. Hampton 4-on-2, and Story scores.
Nice pass by Tabron, but a great catch and follow by Johnny Story. He runs the floor real well.
Hampton now has doubled the lead on Bethel, 26-13.
We're doing 1-on-1, and that's not what Coach was talking about against the Warriors the other night. They really played great team basketball. Got everybody involved. Tonight they're not, they started it, couldn't score any points, and just kind of abandoned it.
Tabron will bring it up, guarded by Sumter. Baseline, Marcus Johnson, and he's fouled. Oh, they call that against Hampton. Whoa, excuse me, I missed that one. I thought it was against Bethel, but apparently I didn't see what happened exactly. But Spriggs will be at the free throw line for Bethel. Here's a chance to see it again, see if you can see what happened on this play. I sure didn't see a Hampton player commit a foul.
I missed that one.
In any event, Spriggs gets the first. In and out on the second one. So he's 2 of 4, and the Hampton lead is 12. And another whistle, and this will go against Davis, and that'll be at least 2 on Davis.
Well, that's the 1-on-1, but that was a classic example of getting the ball inside to your big man.
Davis picks up his second. 1-on-1 coming for Johnny Story. The pace has been slowed here by the more frequent whistle coming from the officials. Story short. And it goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the Bruins. So Johnny Story ends that one-shot streak he had.
Well, he had a 3-shot going and then
0 and 1 and 0. Bruins down by 12 and stolen.
Tabron, good job of getting in the passing lane.
So Tynes will play the high post, Story the low. Now they switch. Tabron will put it up. No good. Follow is no good. And the rebound taken by Spriggs. Three-pointer, no good. Those three-pointers can get you back in the game in a quick hurry.
Yeah, but you need to make sure that you follow your shot. Well, that was one of my pet peeves. You shoot the ball and look at it. A shooter can tell that ball is going in, or if it's coming off the front of the rim, you got to follow.
Johnson, Story, double teamed at the baseline. Marcus Johnson will put it up and in. Marcus Johnson has 6. And we're down to half a minute remaining in the first half. Hampton up by 14. And that was a good call by Mike Powers. That was over and back as he came into the forecourt, bounced the ball back to the backcourt, and then brought it back into the forecourt. And
that was Wendell Davis. Mike's over here.
Oh, Mike's over here? That's what I said. Mike Powers over here.
Yeah.
Wendell Davis.
I thought that's what you said.
I just looked up at the saw an official. And I knew it wasn't Calvin Thomas. He got that frost on his head.
Yeah. Calvin's been around. He's old as dirt, somebody told me.
Hey, I didn't say it. Calvin,
I said
Bob
somebody
said
told
it.
me that.
Bob said it, though. Hampton now looking at the last shot here. We're down to 9 seconds. Tynes dishes it back out for Tabron. 5 seconds. Marcus Johnson will put it up for 3. No good as the buzzer sounds to end the first half. So the Crabbers led by 5 after the first period. And they lead by 14 at the break. After one half, our score, Hampton 28 and Bethel 14. We'll be right back with the third period of action after a brief timeout. Back here at Hampton High School, Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and Bob Killen with the Channel 46 crew. Halftime there you see the score. Hampton doubling the point output of the Bethel Bruins. For the Bruins, they were paced by Sam Davis, who had 5 points, basket and 3 of 4 free throws. 4 points for Darryl Spriggs, a basket and 2 of 4. 3 points for Brian Scott, he had a basket and 1 of 2. 2 points for John Paul Monch, who had 2 free throws, and Jason Price played but did not score. The Bruins hit 8 out of 13 from the free throw line, and the Bethel Bruins in the first half, 15 rebounds, paced by Darryl Spriggs. They had 2 assists. They turned the ball over 9 times. Hampton turned it over 7 times. For the Crabbers, they were paced by a pair of players. Curtis Pender had 6 points on 3 deuces. 6 points for Marcus Johnson. He had a basket, a 3-pointer, and 1 of 2 free throws. 5 points for Marcus Higgins on a basket and a 3-pointer. 6 points for Johnny Story. So he had actually 3 players with 6 points. Story had a basket, and he had 4 of 7 free throws. 5 points for Marcus Higgins on a deuce and a triple. 3 points for Derek Fenner, who saw limited action on a 3-pointer. And 2 points for Mario Tabron, who had a basket. And the Crabbers in the first half had 25 rebounds to the 15 put on the board by the Bruins, and they were paced by Johnny Story with 7. Curtis Pender had 6. Had 4 assists as a team, and they turned it over, as I mentioned, 7 times. Bruins turned it over 9 times as we are set to get the second half underway. And quite frankly, it was not a particularly strong performance by either team.
No, sometimes when one team is bad, it kind of brings down the other team. But neither team looked like they, especially the first quarter, wanted to do anything.
They just like both teams were out of sync.
Yeah, we have Proctor and Scott both back in starting, and Bruins are in a man-to-man.
Shot put up by Marcus Higgins, and we've got a foul and 2 shots coming. Foul is called against Wendell Johnson. That'll be his first team foul.
Marcus Higgins on the line for the Crabbers.
So Higgins will get a pair of shots. Here's the replay. Got him pretty good.
Really did.
Hacked him.
If you're going to get him, make sure you get him so he can't make the shot.
There you go. So Higgins' first trip to the free throw line, and he makes it good. And he's good on both. So the Crabber lead is 16 as Sumter will bring it across the timeline, picked up by Higgins. This is Wendell Johnson, guarded by his like number Jimmy Williams. Sumter will force it up and hit it.
He hit it and got a foul.
Basket will count, and I believe that was a, well, let's see. Did they give him a 2? Yeah, it must have been a 2-pointer. Foul is on Higgins. Sumter gets the basket and will get a chance for the 3-point play. Very close to the 3-point line was Sumter, but just apparently on or inside that line. So the lead now 13 for Hampton. Higgins is fouled. We'll see whether he was fouled before or after the shot, or during the shot, I should say.
Well, just a difference in officiating in that first game with the Lady Crabbers and the Lady Bruins. A little more contact was allowed. In this game, a little bit of contact. The whistle is sounds right here. Now watch it. Just a. And we got a turnover.
Back to the live action. Missed shot. Heavy traffic. Stolen. Nice defense by the Crabbers. Got a 2-on-1 alley-oop off the glass. Too strong. Offensive board put up by Nathan Robinson wouldn't go. Down the other end, Brian Scott got the basket and the foul. Shuffled his feet.
Yeah, I thought there was a little shuffle there that wasn't called, but.
Well, I don't think the official could see his feet while he was looking up to see the play. Watch the replay. This will be on the other end of the court. Watch if you see 52 right here. Well, I guess not.
No, that would look pretty good on the replay.
So Brian Scott cannot get the 3-point play and knocked out of bounds. And who touched it last? They say Hampton did. So Sam Davis will trigger for the Bruins, down by 11, trying to get it underneath double figures. Proctor in the lane, can't get it, got his own rebound, lost it.
Well, there's a classic.
Good hustle.
And it really was good hustle, but as a classic example of a big man trying to dribble the ball instead of going right back up with it. But Bruins have cut that lead down to 8.
Well, Wendell Johnson picked up that loose ball and popped it in from 3. Battle for it on the end line, and they'll say it was last touched by Hampton. So the Bruins now down by 8 and can cut further into that lead.
Walter wants to have a full timeout.
So Bethel down by 8 as they have scored 8 points to just 2 for the Crabbers here in the third period.
Well, Tim, we want to thank David Allen and Zooms for allowing us to recognize the senior basketball player in each one of these teams in the Hampton system this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will receive a plaque at a school board meeting after the season is over. We want to thank David Allen and Zooms for the continued support of WHCS and our student athletes.
Of course, Zooms with 5 Hampton locations and a Newport News location getting ready to open up here momentarily up in the Hydenwood section. Yours truly will frequent that establishment, looking for my employee discount on a regular basis.
You think you're going to get one?
I doubt it.
As there's Billy Kennedy, and right behind him is the principal, right in fact, directly behind him, Principal Bethel High School David Pearson. HCS Reports has a new look. Join anchor Beth Sadler Monday through Friday at noon and again at 5 p.m. for all the news and information about the Hampton City Schools.
Bruins down by 8 and the ball. Thomas Sumter, guarded by Higgins. Sumter in the lane, no good. Tipped outside, but Davis had it, then lost it. Higgins will get the basket, and he will be fouled. So Higgins will have a chance at a three-point play. Sumter.
Yeah, that was just not a smart foul.
No, you're either going to either prevent the shot or just leave him go. Thomas Sumter, watch the replay here. You're going to see the ball batted out.
Yes, a nice steal by Marcus. But he grabbed his shirt, Tim, is what he did. He really.
Higgins can't convert, but it does a great job of keeping the ball alive for the Crabbers. Raced down the court and got it back into the front court before it went into the back court. Story in traffic, and that's a jump ball. Good defense by the Bruins.
Reggie Proctor that time caused that jump ball.
Story went up and had no place to go with it. It was a blocked shot and a held ball, and possession arrow gives it over to the Bruins.
In that case, Tim, if your defense causes that jump ball, then you should get the ball. It shouldn't be gone with the arrow.
Well, doesn't the college?
Yeah, they changed that, and I think that's a great move.
Yep.
You recognize and the job the defense is doing, and you say, okay, you did a good job. We're going to give you the ball.
Battle underneath, and the Bruins lost it on the end line. So the Crabbers now, after the turnover, will bring it up. 5:28 left in the third period. Hampton 32, Bethel 22. Game videotaped on the 21st of January, 1999 plus 1 year, 2000. Twice I've tried to keep it into 1999.
I noticed that. I just figured it's your age.
Old timers disease. Sumter, no good. And Tabron with the rebound as all of a sudden someone emptied a bus over to our left.
Yeah, I see that.
There you see all the people at the bottom of your screen there. The bus must have come in from someplace and unloaded. Higgins got his own rebound, and he was fouled. Just like that, it's over with. They're all gone.
Well, I hope that's the last bus.
Brian Scott picks up his third personal. So the Bruins have Scott and Davis in there.
Good luck. Look at Marcus.
Higgins hit his first two and missed his last two. Coach Brower now will bring in Tynes, and they'll also bring in Clouden.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Clouden. They will compliment Jimmy Williams, Derek Fenner, and Marcus Higgins will round out the starting five, or at least the five on the floor, I should say. This is Sumter with the ball. Sam Davis is out there. Brian Scott, 52, 34, Proctor. And number 12, Johnson, Wendell Johnson. And must have unloaded another bus. There you see the traffic.
It is really heavy.
Get a cop up here.
I think some of them are repeaters. I think they've rode the bus twice.
11 points is the difference in this game as we approach 4:30 to go in the third period. 4:31 to be exact. Knocked out of bounds by Hampton. Our next contest will be Phoebus hosting Heritage next Saturday night, the 29th of January, Super Bowl weekend. Almost stolen from behind, but it was knocked out of bounds by the Hampton defender, Fenner.
Fenner was, it was good. Good job of coming from the blind side, tried to steal the ball, but
For three, that's a good one by number 12, Johnson. That's his second triple. And that'll cut into that lead very quickly as the lead now down to 8. Fenner, guarded by Davis. Fenner with a nice spin move, but has to give it up. Tynes, guarded by Brian Scott. Now Higgins got in heavy traffic and had to dish it off and hand it right to the Bruins. Bruins now with a chance to cut further into that lead, but it can't hold on to the pass as Brian Scott had to go behind him.
Well, he was breaking to the basket, which he should have been doing, and the pass was thrown behind him.
Crabbers up by 8.
We got a 20-second, looks like.
Well, a timeout called by Breon, which I think is going to be a 20-second time. I like that. You know, in high school for years, you had no choice but to call a full timeout, and then they instituted the 20-second timeout, which speeds up the game because sometimes you just need a brief opportunity to discuss some strategy.
All right, we want to talk about our crew tonight. Of course, we got on the rinse and replay Bev Penn.
She's working her magic right now as you're watching some replay.
Ron Baton on the inline camera, Braxton and Sarah Sue.
There's us.
Don Scharouse is the engineer. Andy Foley is graphics and audio. And Scotty says, what do I do? You buy the food, Scotty.
Buy the hot dog and sign the timesheets. That was Mr. Bobby, Instant Statman Killen in your picture a minute ago to my left. He was camera right. In the lane, Tynes felt the pressure and put it in.
Just bounced off of the pressure and had a nice fadeaway jumper.
His first basket, and the lead is back up to double digits now. Hampton by 10. Proctor wanted to loop it underneath, and there was nobody home. Nobody, at least in a green jersey. The Crabbers got it. Williams finds an open man in the corner. Marcus Johnson took steps according to the official. (35-25), 2:57 left in the third period. 2 team fouls against Hampton, 4 against the Bruins, so the team foul situation is not a problem for either team right now. Hampton 11-1 in the district. Bethel 6-5. Sumter shot well off the mark, but Brian Scott got the loose ball, put it up, no good. And chased down by Sam Davis. His shot is good.
Nice follow through by Davis that time. Just a hustle basket.
So Davis's first points of the second half. He's got 7 unofficially. And the lead is down to 8. And we've got a whistle and a foul called.
We got a technical.
I don't know exactly why, but that does count as a personal foul, which would be his third, but it does give the ball to Hampton for 2 shots and the ball at half court. And Davis wondering why, but
might have something to do with his uniform.
Marcus Johnson taking the technical free throws, misses the first. See if we can find out what happened on the play.
I still don't know, unless he said something.
That's the only thing I can figure is he must have.
Oh, Scotty. Yeah, I wonder if Scotty ever thought about being a comedian.
The only problem is a lot of the stuff he says we couldn't put on the air.
Oh, no, it's not. Oh, you trying to say it's X-rated?
No.
Oh, okay.
And what do you got? Traveling. So the game has not been a well-played game by either team.
No.
Hampton now by 9, and the Bruins will bring it up after the Hampton turnover.
That's you feel that one.
I'm ignoring him.
You better than I am, Duncan.
36-27, the Bruins down by 9. 1:51 left in the third period. Want to work down to Proctor. They get it to him. Low post won't go. Offensive board for Brian Scott. He was too far underneath. Kicked it out. Rebound, Sam Davis put it in.
3 offensive rebounds.
Bethel controlling the boards on that exchange, and that will prompt Coach Walter Brower to bring Nathan Robinson back in. And a nice, easy stick in there by Carlos Campbell, making his first appearance. He just checked in.
Nobody on that side of the basket.
Carlos Campbell gets a bucket. 9 is the lead. Air ball by Davis, blocked, but a foul called on Story. Looked like a pretty good block. Must have gotten him with the body. Story picks up his second foul. At the free throw line, Reggie Proctor. Scoreless tonight. Bethel in the second half, out rebounding Hampton on the offensive boards, 9-3. Hampton lead is 8. Proctor can make it 7. And he does. So Bethel hanging around. Hampton has not been able to put them away. They led by 14 at halftime. But Bruins hanging tough. Down by 7. And a scramble for the ball as the players go down hard. Johnny Story, the Hampton Crabber. That'll be possession arrow. Will give the ball to the Crabbers.
It's a good call.
Watch the replay here, and then the battle. Lots of bodies crumbling down.
Foul on number 10, it looks like, Marcus Johnson, away from the ball.
Did not see the foul, but
well, he probably pushed off trying to get open.
38-31, 7 points the difference. Bruins bring it down the court this time with a 3, could make it a 4-point difference. Jason Price back in the ball game, picked up by Marcus Johnson. This is Monge, John Paul. Sam Davis in the corner.
A lot of pressure defense by the Crabbers.
Oh my goodness, that was a ticky-tacky foul.
Yeah, Wendell's been kind of ticky-tacky today.
Yeah, he has. He's called him close. Tabron called for the foul. That is a non-shooting foul. 5 team fouls against each team.
Tim, a few years ago, Jason Price and Marcus Hagan were both freshmen. And they were both on the varsity basketball team. Guess where they were?
Bethel?
That's right. Bethel had two freshman guards that they brought off the bench in a tandem, and it was those 2 young men.
Johnny Story picks up his 3rd foul, and that'll send the Bruins to the free throw line. Ryan Scott will have 2 shots. He can make that lead a 5-point difference with the pair. 10.3 seconds remaining in the third period. 11-3, the rebounding edge to the Bruins on the offensive board here in the second half. Scott's bounce goes in as he gets the break. 2 out of 4 from the free throw line. Carlos Campbell out of the game. Deion Tynes in. Johnny Story will come out with 3 fouls. So Walter wanted to make sure he didn't pick up that 4th foul with just 10.3 seconds to go in the 3rd. Probably sit him down for a little bit of the 4th. No good on the shot on that 2nd try. Buzzer sounds. The basket's good.
That was on the money. Calvin called it when it left his hand. He said it was going to be good if it goes.
So Jason Price brings the Bruins to a 3-point difference after 3.
Good shot of the crowd. Now watch this replay.
Swish.
WHCS Channel 46 presents your school board meetings on the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays of each month. And the time is 7:30 p.m. And this is a live broadcast, so tune in and be informed.
In that 3rd period, and it punctuated by that 3-point shot at the buzzer, the Bruins outshot Hampton on the scoreboard 21-10.
Wow.
So took that 14-point lead and made it a 3-point difference by outscoring Hampton by 11 in the 3rd period.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game from each one of these teams, and they will get a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Bookwalder Engraving Inc., and the shirt comes from the Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods.
Hello, Mr. Baton. Did we talk about our crew today? This guy here?
Now he acts like he's so into the game when they showed us. They don't show him when he's laughing and his face turns red and all that. And of course, I'm not talking about you or me.
All right, the crowd has come alive for both sides.
Hey,
here.
a three-pointer right now and tying this game up by the Bruins.
And they get the ball to start the 4th period. So Sam Davis will trigger for the Bruins, and they are down by just 3 as they kept hanging in there and hanging in there. So Jason Price, who brought them within 3, will get the ball and bring it across the timeline. We've got a game. Higgins guarding Price. Davis, Proctor, Scott, back to Proctor.
Oh! I don't believe that shot went in.
I don't believe it. And a foul was called.
Hello, offense. Watch this, Tim. And the reason there's a foul is the defensive man was moving.
So Proctor with the basket, and he can tie the game here. And he does. So Proctor makes it 38-all. The Crabbers, and a 20-second timeout called as they had the Marcus Higgins trapped in the corner.
And there was nobody was coming over to give him any help, but you take a dribble and a stop, and you stop dribbling. You and now only options you have is to throw the ball to somebody or shoot it, and you're 90 feet away from the basket, so a shot is probably not too good an idea.
Third option is to call a timeout.
And that's what he did.
So the Crabbers burn a 20-second timeout to save a possession.
Well, you need to. The momentum has definitely swung to the Bruins side.
So we've got a ball game here, 38-all. Williams triggers, gets it back. Now they spot Pender on the far wing. He's double teamed. Higgins is open. He'll shoot it short. Got his own rebound on a tip from the Bruins and put it in.
That's the idea. That's what I talk about by following your shot. Good job by Marcus Higgins. Missed the shot, got his rebound, put it in.
Hampton by 2. Top of the key from Proctor. And then Proctor just throws it away as he tried to loop it over to Wendell Johnson, but got too much air underneath it and threw it out of bounds.
Well, he needs to get that ball inside. He had the big man underneath the basket. That's who he needs to be looking at. Put the pressure on the Crabbers under the basket.
So the Bruins call a full timeout. Again, I will remind you that this game brought to you tonight by Zooms, 5 Hampton locations of Zooms, and in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. Our next contest next Saturday night will be at Phoebus High School as the Hurricanes from Heritage will visit the Phantoms. We'll have that game for you here, both the girls and the boys contest here on Channel 46. Also want to remind you that you can watch the girls contest between these two schools. That was played earlier, and we'll have that for you in its entirety right here on your home for high school sports in Hampton, Channel 46.
Oh, and I do want to let the fans know that they can get up-to-date stats, the lineups, everything that's happening on the Peninsula District. All they have to do is go to sportscombine.com. I know that's where I got my lineups, and you get a lot of your information.
Bounce pass off the mark as Story couldn't get to it, and the turnover will give it back to the Bruins, down by 2.
That was a real difficult pass to get. That stayed so low, it didn't come up.
This never came up. It was like it hit a flat spot. Proctor in the lane, got it, and a foul.
And that's the difference in the first half and the second half is the Bruins are running their offense. They're running their high-low offense that they did so well Tuesday night against the Warriors. Watch the replay, Tim. Ball comes out, inside, right back into your big man. Inside out and outside and then back out.
Bethel miraculously can take the lead for the first time tonight if Proctor can hit the free throw. And I say miraculously because they played horribly up to the third period, and Proctor hits it. Proctor is 4 for 4 from the free throw line, and it gives the Bruins a 1-point lead. And the question mark had to be, how would Hampton respond after being upset by Woodside on Tuesday night? So far, they've not played well, and had a 14-point lead at one point at halftime on these Bruins, and have seen it go away.
Well, that was a good job that time getting the ball inside to your big man. Get it to Story. Story's the guy you need to get it to. Put the pressure on the Bruins underneath the basket. We got a young man that got. That was the fourth foul by Brian Scott. And number 32 for the Bruins, and that's Sam Davis. Looked like he may have a bloody nose or something. Oh, yeah, he's got a cut on the cheek, I think, Tim.
Yeah, need to get someone medical attention to him. There's nobody around with.
Well, that's Diane Limerick is a trainer over here at Hampton.
Can't tell where
maybe just above. There's the Bethel trainer. He may have got, when you get hit above the eye, that just pops right open.
Oh, that's an ugly thought. In any event, Mr. Davis being attended to.
Frank Brown, that's the trainer Frank Brown over there helping Davis right now. Was he the one that made the basket?
For whom?
Well, what happened at the end there? Was it just
just a battle for the ball, I think.
Okay. Watch some of the replay.
See if we can pick up what happened.
Oh, yeah, it was a foul. Johnny was fouled. That's what it was. Johnny Story was fouled. And he may have caught an elbow. Davis may have caught an elbow. But it looks like it's on the cheek. And see, if he's got any blood on his jersey, by rights, if they can't get it cleaned off, he'll have to change his jersey if he comes back out. He may need some stitches.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty. There was a pretty good blood flow. There was blood on the floor at both ends of the court, so may have to get some stitches, and that would prevent him from continuing, which would be a real detriment to the Bruins. They got to get some pressure on that to stop the bleeding, but if it's cut bad enough, it won't stop bleeding just by putting pressure on it. You're going to have it stitched. So he is standing on the court, and of course, I'm not trying to be indifferent to his situation here, but he can be walked off the court and the game can't continue. So not sure exactly why.
Yeah, and you don't know who's this going to affect the most, the Bruins or the Crabbers. The Bruins had the momentum really on their side.
Very much so.
So this might, it could end up hurting them.
Davis had a good game going to this point. 5 points in the first half. He's added 4 here in the second half to have 9 unofficially, and now he will take a seat and they'll tend to him further. But the floor has been cleaned, and again, hopefully it's nothing more than a minor cut on his face to cause it. Sometimes, especially if it's along the forehead area, a minor cut can just bleed profusely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the basket.
No, the basket did not go.
Well, they've put 2 points
no,
on the board.
it didn't go. The basket was missed. Because we have it in replay. It shows the basket did not go in.
Well, we'll get it straight away, and I'm sure they've got it.
Well, they can come over here. We can show them on replay.
There you go. We can serve a public service.
Now, if they don't want to see our replay or what, but the basket did not count. I mean, it did not go in as we saw. Yeah, we got it on replay. He showed it just a minute ago.
Well, it was 41-40. Now it reads 40.
You can tell Calvin, Ron, down there that we got it on replay if he needs to see it, but that's a wrong score.
Well, apparently Story gets the basket and the free throw, and it gives the Hampton a 2-point lead. Now, I lost track, quite frankly, with the cut situation. I really wasn't paying that close of attention to the basket being scored or not. But replay would certainly show whether it was. Hampton by 2. Must have counted because Story just got 1 free throw, and he would have been shooting 1-1 if it weren't a basket.
Or a 2-shot foul.
Oh, bad pass. Almost picked off by Jimmy Williams. Is that lazy little pass that was telegraphed.
And that was almost across the court, so that was, he had time to get to it and get a hand on it.
Those are the passing lanes that you speak of, though. When you got the man at the center of the court, he's going to obviously have to go on either side or straight up the middle. And in that case, you got a man on the wing. You know he's going to try and pass it to him. We've got a whistle and a 5-second call.
Yep, good call.
Here's the play at the other end.
See,
the
basket
did not go
in.
Sure did not. So that's a phantom 2 points that could really come back to make a huge difference in this game, because that was credited to the Crabbers. They were down 41-40, and Story went to the free throw line, hit the free throw, and they've given him credit for a basket. So if this game turns out to be 2 points or less in the decision, Craig Breon would certainly have a room for a protest, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he sure would. But you got a correctable error. You got to do it in a certain amount of time, I guess.
We certainly could have shown it to him. In any event, let's hope it doesn't become a factor. Top of the key. Robinson drives off the glass. Good. So Nathan Robinson has his first points of the night, and the Hampton lead is up to 4. Still attending to Sam Davis on the Bethel bench. And he is removing his jersey. As you said, whoa, heavy contact, no foul. Jason Price was mugged.
And just a little while ago, it was a ticky
Oh, yeah,
tack.
and there was another mugging. My gracious, let's be consistent, guys. That one was a good defensive play under the basket, but the other two on here were heavy contact. Now, Sam Davis, because he doesn't have an alternate 32 jersey, he's going to wear 33 to come back in the game, and fortunately for the Bruins, no one was previously wearing 33. Monge will throw it in, and Price will field it. Picked up by Higgins. We approach the 4:35 mark in the fourth.
Contact.
Yep.
Big time. Now, that is they're going to count that basket?
I believe Nathan Robinson picked up his third foul on the play. So Jason Price will go to the free throw line. He was 0 for 2 in the first half. Only basket in the game was a huge three-pointer at the buzzer that concluded the third period. Price much better on that free throw. So the lead is 3 for Hampton.
You know, Hampton's not out of this yet. They've got to play good defense.
Well, they also have a foul problem here. They've committed 9 team fouls. So on the next foul, it will be double bonus time for the Bruins, as 1 of 2 for Price. Back the other way, partially blocked, and now they say a foul. Took a second for that one to be whistled.
It was the follow through. He didn't hit the ball, but he got him with the body as he went into him.
So that foul called on Wendell Johnson. And that will send Curtis Pender to the free throw line, his first trip there. Pender had 6 points, but they all came in the first half. He's been very quiet here in the second. And he misses the first of 2. So both teams are over the limit. Hampton's committed 9 team fouls rather. And that'll put Bethel in the 2-shot bonus. And then Bethel said 7 fouls, and they'll be giving up at least a 1-and-1 as Pender misses 2 crucial free throws here in a tight ball game.
He really did, because the three-pointer, we got a tie game.
Free throws are very important down the stretch here. Close game. Price dishes to Monge. In and out. Higgins underneath and can't connect with Pender. So both teams misfire at the end of the court. Price, Proctor, Brian Scott. Scott muscles it up, no good. Got his own rebound and no good, but a foul call. Scott says, oh my, I thought that one was going to go in. And that one will be against Robinson now. That'll be his 4th. So Nathan Robinson picks up number 4. 3:48 to go. Robinson? Is that who you said? Robinson?
Who has 11 rebounds?
Brian Scott, rather, not Robinson. Brian Scott has 11 rebounds in the game, and he just hit a very important free throw. So he's been made one, missed one, missed one, made one, missed one, made one. So let's see if he can put 2 together. And he does not. So alternating, connecting on the free throw. It's a 2-point game. Williams, Higgins for 3, got it. And Marcus Higgins hits his second 3 of the game. And just that quickly, Hampton's up by 5.
Or 3.
Or 3, depending on. What do you mean, or 3? Ooh, Price went down hard.
Well, if you watch the tape of the game.
Oh, there you go. I see your point. Carlos Campbell in the game for Hampton gets the rebound. 3:03 4:02 left in regulation. Hampton by 5 with the ball. Carlos Campbell looked. And we've got a whistle away from the ball, and that one's going to be on Brian Scott. He better be careful or he'll get another one, and that's his 4th personal. He cannot afford a technical. No, actually, that's his 5th. That is his 5th, okay, because I must not have caught all of them.
You know, in an incident like that, you can get 6 fouls.
Yeah. Not something you want to have happen.
No.
So that is the disqualifying foul for Brian Scott.
Well, Davis is back in, Tim, now at number 33. With a patch underneath his right eye.
Fortunately, we're very happy to say that it wasn't his eye, but in fact the area right at the cheekbone, which is an area that will cut pretty easily, and it will also bleed profusely.
Which we witnessed that.
So Robinson will get the bonus, and the free throws now become extremely important. Hampton over the limit, they're giving up 2, and the Bruins have given Hampton the 1-and-1. They have 18 fouls. 2:53 left in regulation. Hampton up by 6. And good free throw shooting by Robinson makes that a 7-point difference. Jason Price will push it up. He'll be picked up at center court by Marcus Higgins. Price's shot is good off
nice
the glass.
Move.
So Jason Price makes it a 5-point game. Carlos Campbell, and Campbell goes down hard.
No,
check that. Story. Story will have to earn him at the free throw line. Here's the replay. This is called no easy basket. The Story will have 2, and now both teams will be in the double bonus from here on out. Story hits the free throw. He was 4 of 7 in the first half. He is 2 for 2 in the second half. And the other one came on the mysterious basket that didn't go in. And Story hits both free throws. So now the Crabbers, I believe, have called the timeout. Up by 7.
They really have, Tim. We got to be thinking of a player of the game. We're down to 2:32 to go. You know, you got to look at the Bruins. You're looking at Spriggs and Johnson and Davis and Proctor and Price. They've all done a great job. On the Hampton side, Pender started off the first half. He was the only one that was doing anything. Kind of cool out. Robinson, Tabron, Higgins has had a good game. Johnny Story's had a good game.
14 points for Higgins. He's added 9 here in the second half after putting up 5 in the first half. But the scoring in the second half for the Crabbers has been spread around fairly well. Nathan Robinson's picked up 4 points. I said Higgins has had the most. He's added 9 in the second half. Marcus Johnson just 6 in the first half, only 1 here in the second half. But we'll have to maybe wait a little longer to see how this game finally plays out to pick our players of the game. We'll have one from each team. (52-45) Bethel down by 7. Time running out on the Bruins. Nice by Price to get around, but he couldn't put it down. And they say Hampton knocked it out of bounds, so the Bruins will get a break and get the ball.
Well, Reggie Proctor had his hands on it, but one of the Bruins knocked it out. Had they not, he'd have been able to put it right back up and get an easy 2.
And that should be a good. Nope, they're going to call travel.
Traveled.
Would have been a jump ball in any event. and Williams in the backcourt. Double team comes to pick up Jimmy Williams, but that leaves Higgins open. Marcus Higgins with the easy bucket. Made it look easy, I should say.
Yeah, he did. Made it look real easy.
Quickness to the basket, and the lead now is 9 as we're under 2 minutes to go. Jason Price gives to Mons. He'll fire it up and still can't hit it. Got his own rebound for a moment. And Hampton, they say Hampton knocked it out.
Yeah, someone just knocked it out of his hand, I guess. I couldn't see who.
54-45. Bruins down by 9. For 3, no good. And Higgins gets up for the rebound. Higgins with a nice job of ball handling. Story drives the lane, short with a shot, but the follow by Robinson is good. Nathan Robinson makes it an 11-point difference. That was a huge offensive rebound.
It really was. I thought Johnny might have hurt his ankle there for a second, but
Price is fouled by Higgins as Higgins had the ball, but he also got the arm. That'll be 3 on Higgins. Fourth, check that, I'm told. So, 1:10 to go. Price will have 2 shots. Price hits the free throw. 10 points the difference. 1:10 the time remaining. It's like Coach Breon wants to call a timeout if the free throw is good. Set up the defense. Price does connect. No, he's just giving them instructions on where to be.
Get up there and get some turnovers.
9 points is the difference. Story, no good. Oh, the jam is no good. Price will bring it back. 3 on 2. Price, no good. Proctor got the rebound. No. Tip, yes. And that's Sam Davis. Sam Davis with the tip.
And a quick timeout.
And that lead now down to 7. So Sam Davis comes back from the cut. Grabs a different jersey. Watch some of the replay here. That's the attempt to jam it home by Robinson on the missed shot. But here we go the other way. And right here you're going to see the tip in on the second offensive rebound there. Davis got the basket. Now you and I, Larry, see the score. 53.6 seconds to go. 7 points the difference. We'll pick our players of the game here.
Well, I'm going to go with the young man that got his bell rung, Sam Davis. I think he's played a solid game for the Bruins all night long. We'll go with him as player of the game. And who we got on the Hampton side?
Well, it's pretty well spread around, but I'm going to go with Marcus Higgins. We had 5 in the first half. He's added 11 here for 16 in the game, but he's been the catalyst here, keeping the team glued together. And again, certainly some other considerations for the Crabbers. Pender did a good job getting them started. And on the other side, Price has come along in the second half after being scoreless in the first half. He's added 8 points unofficially here in the second half to keep Bethel in the game. But our players of the game, Sam Davis from Bethel and Marcus Higgins from Hampton. Long lead pass for Carlos Campbell, and he can't quite get to it. That one was out of bounds, as they say.
Yeah, you gotta get to it.
.9 seconds, although they are going to put like a half a second back on the clock if they can. They did.
How about that?
Yep, because ball was never touched inbounds. Monge will inbound to Proctor. Proctor feeling the pressure by Story and a rather anemic whistle, but a whistle nonetheless. Story is called for his 4th. And more importantly for the Bruins, it stops the clock.
And yeah, anytime you can make points with the clock stopped. you have a chance to catch up.
Well, they can cut the lead to 5 if Proctor can hit both of these free throws. Plenty of time. The story now with 4 personals. Brian Scott has fouled out of the game for the Bruins, and Proctor misses a very important free throw. Got to hit them all at this point. So Proctor hits the first. If you're going to miss one, you want to miss the second one. Right, boss?
There you go. Now you got a chance to rebound.
Story is fouled.
You're getting this game down pretty good after 20 years.
After 20 years, you figure I might be starting to pick up some of the strategies.
It just kind of rubs off.
Through osmosis. Story will get a couple of free throws. I don't know what he said.
I don't either. That sounded.
Rust is off.
Oh.
Story with a 6-point lead and cannot hit the first of 2. So at least he's got the strategy down here. No, he didn't either.
No,
he missed the first.
He still got it right.
Make the first, miss the second.
Yeah.
Better yet, if you're a Hampton Crabber, make both.
Both of them. There you go.
He hits 1 of 2. Hampton by 7. Sam Davis tried to force it inside, and it's knocked out of bounds, but they'll say it belongs to Bethel. There you see Coach Breon just coaching his little heart out, trying to get them to pull this one out somehow. Bethel 6-5 on the season. Hampton 11-1. And that one almost stolen by Higgins, and then Higgins and Price get tangled up, and I believe they're going to whistle Higgins for the foul.
Higgins, he's not liking that. He's like, well, I got a jump ball. That's 5 in it.
Yeah, that'll be all for Higgins. So with 38.5 seconds to go in regulation, Higgins fouls out.
It's really his tech. This is the most physical game I've seen in years. I can hear the slapping.
Yeah, Bob Killen, our statistician, saying this is the most physical game he's seen in years.
But you know, the first half, it was ticky-tack.
Yeah.
Every little thing. This one is, well, if there's no blood, no foul.
And sometimes when there's blood, there's a basket that doesn't.
That gets credited that didn't go through the hoop.
That's right. See, that basket is getting bigger and bigger all the time here, but it's a 7-point difference. 2 shots coming from Jason Price.
See, if he makes both of this, the difference is a 1-possession game.
Yep. Just got to hit those important free throws. Missed that one. Not me. So again, they've got it backwards. You miss the second one, not the first. Johnny Story down the court, and now he's fouled.
And that's a smart foul. You get 32.8 seconds. You got to do something. You can't let them run the time off. They have not been very consistent in their foul shots, the Crabbers. So.
Reached 50 fouls yet?
Not yet, but we're rapidly approaching the 50 foul mark, Bob. Story gets the roll.
Now he's doing the right. Get that first one, right?
That first. Nine out of 13, make that 9 out of 14 from the free throw line for Johnny Story. And a good steal. Carlos Campbell. Right side, Nathan Robinson, no good, and we've got contact. How they're going to call that one? Offensive foul on Robinson, and that will foul him
Walter's upset because You're stopping the clock. Now they call that offensive.
They do.
Okay.
So that will give the possession to the Bruins. And as importantly, Robinson has fouled out, and now Curtis Penderer will come back in for the Crabbers. Want to get one of those players off the court, though. You've got 6 out there. Carlos Campbell will be the player coming off. 22.3 seconds, a 7-point difference. Now the Crabbers, rather than guarding the man with the ball, Sam Davis, Price using valuable time, 16 and a half, 15, 12, and a running three-pointer.
It could be a 2-point game.
Who was that just hit it?
That was number 12, wasn't it?
The difference between this game is the
Wendell Johnson.
difference between this game right now is the Phantom bucket.
That is correct. Well, not exactly. There's a 4-point difference, but
They're down by, really, if you look at they're only down by 2.
yeah.
See, the difference is 2 possessions in 1 possession, but with 7.9 seconds, the Bruins got a foul immediately.
Yeah.
Hope that they, the Crabbers do not score, do not make any of the free throws.
Well, there we were. There we are. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's contest.
Oh, I hope
everybody.
so, too. It's been a great contest. It's started off kind of slow, but then it kind of picked up and it looked good.
No problem there, Mr. Scotty. 7.9. Yes, sir. We have. We have.
We start taking the stuff up now, Scotty?
We can pull someone's mic or something. Pull mine. 58-54. Hampton has the ball. The Bruins obviously trying to steal it or commit the foul. They get the ball into Tabron, and he is fouled. 6.4 on the clock.
And that's what you have to do. There's no choice. The Bruins had to do that.
Now let's recap for you quickly here. Brian Scott has fouled out for the Bruins. Marcus Higgins and Nathan Robinson have fouled out for Hampton. Tabron goes to the free throw line. This is his first trip to the charity stripe. 6.4 seconds. Hampton by 4. As you said, Bob, 2 possessions unless you're fouled in the act of shooting a three-pointer, which would be the cardinal sin here by Hampton if they were to do that. They can basically, let Bethel inbound the ball, go down the court and score. And unless Bethel has more timeouts, and they may have used all their timeouts, that would be the game. Tabron hits 1 of 2.
Carlos is going to come in. Carlos Campbell's coming in for Tabron.
So undoubtedly a defensive move on the part of Walter Brower. Hampton by 5.
And Hampton's not guarding the man bringing the ball in.
And really, quite frankly, they should just back away, let him shoot, and let the buzzer sound the game, which it will, and the difference will be 2 points. The difference will be 2 points. 59-57, and the phantom basket that was counted that shouldn't have been is the difference in this game. So we'll see how that plays out. I want to thank our sponsors for their sponsorship tonight. That is Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton locations, and in part by Wood Funeral Home. For the entire crew, for Bob Benson, Bob Killen, the final score again, Hampton 59, Bethel 57. This is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.